Hello guys, this is Gabriel Roberts from Roberts Bushcraft. Today I've got a really quick video for you about the uses of a rope and why every hiker, adventurer, enthusiast of the outdoors alike should have a good piece of rope in their pack at all times. Now this is one of the most, I would say, in my opinion, one of the most used piece of gear between Dad and I, but one of the least featured on this YouTube channel. Let's jump right into it. Now, before I jump into the reasons of why Dad and I carry a rope like this, I wanted to mention really quick and address a question that you might be asking. Why not just carry 100 feet of paracord? You could do the same thing, right? Well, actually, it cannot. Now, Dad and I are huge fans of paracord. Every single one of our packs has paracord in it, and there's good reason for that. Paracord creates great ridge lines for tarps. We use it all the time to hang our packs up. Even during the summertime while we're swimming in the river, a lot of the times we're tied up with paracord just to keep us anchored to the bank there. Now, paracord, in my opinion, for something like what we're going to be discussing today, does not always fill every need of a rope. Now, as you can see, this rope here, probably about a ½ inch thick. It's thick stuff. Paracord, on the other hand, fairly thin. This is back in the Marine Corps. Dad got some of this rope, and of course, manufacturer's date dates before he got it, obviously, because it had been manufactured when he got it. But so this has the potential to be 50 years old. This rope is one of the most durable pieces of equipment I've ever had my hands on. We have done all sorts of things with this rope that I don't think paracord could handle unless it's been doubled up, tripled up, things of that nature. To begin with, hauling logs. Now, Dad and I over this past summer pulled probably 30 plus logs out of a cutover with this piece of rope. Between this piece of rope and a chain, we hauled all of those logs out. Now, in my opinion, paracord would not have done best in that scenario because paracord stretches. Although this rope is dynamic, it stretches as well. It does not have as much flex as paracord. If you were to try to set up a slack line to send a bag across, even a small ditch, this paracord, it's going to sink right down. This, on the other hand, you tie it up tight enough. Of course, it's going to move a little bit. Nothing like paracord. Paracord would have stretched out. It would have been hard to hang on to, again, without doubling or tripling it up. Whereas this rope is already thick enough to do that with. Now, paracord is great for some things like tying kayaks down, running ridge lines, again, things of that nature. But paracord would not have done, and in my opinion, would not have been great for pulling those logs out. This piece of rope, on the other hand, did absolutely amazing. Now, a piece of rope like this, or a piece of rope, let me get this off the side of my pack here. This is my hank, roughly 20 feet long. This piece is roughly 10 feet. This rope would do absolutely amazing. As you'll see there, Dad going down that hill at the river, he simply clipped in, and use this as he would rappelling out of a tree, rappelling off a ledge. Pretty much the same system there. Hooked it up to his rigger's belt and just rappelled down that hill. Now he did it with his hank of rope, which got him most of the way down. I wanted to cut a little bit longer of a piece just so I would be able to handle those bigger hills at the river. And again, you can see there, just if it'll focus, just lashed the end up, melted the end. Did that on both ends, of course. Now, the importance again of having a rope like this, it's more durable. I feel this rope again did perfect for hauling logs, which in my opinion is one of the, I would say probably one of the greatest tests of a rope strength. Just from seeing what we did, again, this rope was drug across the ground, not only the ground though, not grass, it was drug across a cutover that had not been burned, had not been cleaned. So this was not easy territory for a rope. This, again, it's impressed me 100-fold. I mean, this is amazing rope. This rope can be used to rappel down hills, at least the length of this, this size here, 20 feet long, is plenty to get down a small hill like we'd be experiencing at the river or even out on our farm. Here we go. Since it's a small little hill, just kind of walk it down. Like
That looks fun. I'm gonna have to try that. I may end up having to do it with my backpack on.
Now, one thing to be careful of, you've got open end rope, you know, with a short length, it will go tumbling if you don't remember where this end is at. So, like this would go right out. So, you got to keep that in mind.
That would hurt.
But, as you can see, I'm down the hill, nice and safe. Still got all my effects. This rope is just all around a good length. Either one, 10 or 20 feet is enough to simply strap something down. Not only did we haul logs out of the cutover with this rope, but we also tied them down in the back of the truck. As you can see there, I'm just riding along, having a great time because those logs are tied down. I would not be having such a great time if I was having to try to stand on every single one of them, trying to hold them down, or even less of a great time if they were all, you know, nose down, falling out of the tailgate or out of the bed of the truck. Folks, the sky is the limit with a piece of rope like this. Having a 10 or 20 foot hank of rope allows you to be able to do all kinds of stuff. Even something as simple as tying a Swiss seat can be done with this rope. In my opinion, the 10-foot section of rope is a little bit more keen to that. Fits me perfectly. Now, you can see right there I just mentioned a Swiss seat. Now, I forgot to mention at the time why paracord would not be optimal to create a Swiss seat with. Paracord is very thin, and as you can see there, you have to run that cord under your thighs, so like around the inner thigh, and that is not a very comfortable place for any rope to be. Definitely not for paracord though, and that would just not be fun. Not fun at all. So paracord is definitely a no-go for a Swiss seat, but as this rope works fairly well to create a Swiss seat with. 20-foot section of rope, of course, can be used to get down hills, can be used to get up into a tree. Maybe you've got one person at each side and you just simply need to get a pack across. A piece of rope like this would do absolutely perfect. Now, another really neat thing that I thought about doing with a piece of rope like this is out at the river, Dad and I love to swim during the summer. Jumping off the banks is just a fun experience. I thought about something, another thing that paracord would not work well for. If I were to climb that tree that's on the bank of the river, tie a bowline up in the up near the top of the tree, and I wanted to swing out into the river, which is, you know, something we love doing, something that's just fun, I would not be able to do that with paracord unless it had been doubled or tripled up, because paracord would stretch so much and it's so thin I wouldn't even be able to grab onto it. Something like this green line rope, it would be very easy to tie a bowline up in the tree, tie a little overhand knot down at the bottom, swing out, let go, have the time of my life. So that's just one more scenario where this green line rope, and again, I'm not downplaying paracord. I think paracord is one of the best things that you could put in a pack. Again, tying ridge lines, tying up backpacks, tying just anything, guys. Paracord is absolutely awesome. But this green line rope has a purpose. Again, get yourself a piece of rope. Hope you enjoyed this video, folks. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Hopefully I've convinced you to get a 10 or 20 foot hank of rope. It's useful, and I think you will find that it is just one of the most handy pieces of kit that you can have. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, click that notification bell to stay up to date with our new videos. As always, may the wings of liberty never lose a feather, and God bless.